Welcome to the Vulnerable Room. Hey, and welcome on back to episode 2 of the Vulnerable Room podcast. This is season 3. Okay, so you're not too late to the party. So welcome. This episode in particular is dedicated to my listeners who's a part of the LGBTQ community. You're in for a treat. I have 2 special guests today. Yes, you heard correctly. Not 1, but 2. And they will be here to give their perspective of being a member of this community. They are here to educate us. For those like myself that are not too educated, so stay tuned. They'll be up shortly. But I realized last episode I had so much to say and I forgot. So I got my index cards today, got my little notes, so I'm standing on business. So first things first, if you like today's episode, feel free to hit that like button below and feel free to comment. I talk back, okay? I'm very personable with my listeners, my supporters. I appreciate y'all. And if you would like to DM me privately, I do answer on Instagram at The Vulnerable Room. And if you would like to send me maybe an email, you can contact me on my website, thevulnerableroom.com. See how I just plug myself in there? You got to do that sometimes because if you don't, who will? Period. Anywho, if you like this episode, like I said, give it a thumbs up. I like to push more of this. You guys said you wanted to see my face, so here I go. Okay. So, as some of you may know, I've been reading a lot. My goal is to read 12 books this year. So, my latest read was Power Moves by Sarah Jakes. And I know some of y'all girls like to tussle, okay? But I will say, the book was very uplifting, very encouraging, very motivating. I don't know if it's because of where I am in my life, but respectfully, I did not find the book moving. Like, it was a good read, but I would rate it a 7 out of 10. So, don't come for me. Come for your mother. Okay, let me stop. Fun fact, I started to watch Shameless on Netflix. And I also started Power Book. Well, I didn't start that. I picked up where I left off. The new season started for Power Book. And I think that season opener was amazing. This season is going to be something very much so interesting, and I can't wait. So, another fun fact what's been going on with my life, I am counting down the days until vacation. I haven't been on vacation since I went to Ghana, y'all. Y'all remember when I was talking about going to Ghana? That's how long it's been. And I'm finally going on vacation with my bestie, with my sis, and her sis. We is outside. If you are interested in finding out where your girl is going, follow me on TikTok. Have my handles and my on my YouTube channel, or follow me on Instagram. Okay? See where we go to next. Yeah, it's going to be a time, and I cannot wait. Without further ado, I would like to introduce my first guest. Some of you may know her as Tinaya, but to me, she's my Percy Pooh. She's my friend. She's my soror. She's a big sister. And who better to have on this episode for Pride? She is a Brooklyn native and has received a double bachelor's degree in media communication and American studies from SUNY Westbury. Ew. She's an HR professional in entertainment and television, and she began her career in fashion and personal styling before transitioning to human resources at ZipRecruiter when relocating to LA. Starting as a customer service agent, she quickly made her way to manager of the job seeker team and fell in love with the HR field. Moving back to the East Coast, she spent 5 years at Georgetown University in talent acquisition, assisting the vice president of HR, and falling in love with the process of helping others. Moving back to her hometown, she worked at Meta as an assistant to HR managers and marketing before her recent transition as assistant to the senior vice president of people and culture and compensation at Warner Brothers Discovery. She is also a half of the television podcast We Watch Too Much TV, and it was on here on season 2. All right, y'all, ladies and gentlemen, I now introduce to you my Percy Pooh, my soror, the half of the legendary besties of We Watch Too Much TV, Miss Tinaya. Hey, girl.
Hey y'all, hey vulnerable room people, hey
Happy
Percy.
Pride.
Thank you. Be who you are for your pride. Save that video every June. Send it to all your friends in the alphabet community.
Okay.
Hello. Thank you for having me. I'm so happy, so
No
honored.
problem,
Love your
because first of
podcast.
all, I like to enlighten myself about, things of this nature. Like, I have friends that's a part of the community, but I don't know that vulnerable side to this. So I'm glad that we're here and we can have this conversation. So first things first, what do you identify as?
I identify as the L. I identify
Okay.
as a lesbian. I
I like that.
only date women, predominantly women. It took me a while. It was a process for me. One, because of the environment I grew up in, where I didn't see a lot of gay people. I saw a lot of pregnancy. I saw a lot of straight people, but it wasn't kind of promoted. It really wasn't a thing where I grew up at, for one. And so at first I was like, maybe I'm bi. Like maybe I like both. But my affinity for women has only increased. And I realized that you can like girls and not hate men.
Hmm.
So for me, after years of just struggling, kind of trying to do both, kind of leading guys on a little bit, like never really falling in love with them.
I mean,
I
that's
was
fine because
like,
they do that to us all the time.
all the
Okay.
time, okay, all the time. And yeah, line sister slash best friend was like the first person who would tell me like, best friend, you would not care about these guys. Like they would be in and out your life, handsome, ready to give you the world. One girl look at you and you'd be crying and in love. So maybe that's your avenue. But to answer your question, I identify as an L and lesbian.
Okay. How comfortable are you with your identity as a member of the LGBTQ community?
I am honestly getting more and more comfortable as time progressed. It's been a journey for me. I knew a lot younger than I wanted to admit to people that I had an attraction towards
Okay.
women. But like I said, I didn't know. I didn't have like a safe space when I was younger to do that. In high school, I started meeting people when I was in acting class. They took me to the village for the first time. I saw my first like masculine presenting woman, and I was just like, "Oh, I
Okay.
like that. She's cute." Um, so when I was young, it was just like a lot of people in my family and friends were just confused and really understand it. So when I went to college, I was like, so maybe I'm not gay. Maybe, we'll do guys, joined the sorority. I did everything that I was supposed to do, but my love and like affection and eyes towards women never went away.
Okay.
So there was just a situation that happened in my life where I realized that I only have one life. I cannot come back and do it again. It is okay if you don't agree. It is okay if you don't respect my choices and what I choose to do and who I choose to love. But I'm not gonna be unhappy for you. You don't gotta like it. I just won't mess with you. So I don't family, friends, foe. I feel like I don't choose who you get to sleep next to. It's not fair for you to project who you think I should sleep next to. I just
Mm,
want to be happy. And if
or
you don't agree because of a book or religion or what you were taught, I fully respect it, but I'm gonna head out. So my
okay.
comfort now is just a lot more certain. Like I know who I am, I know who I want. I've never seen myself with a husband, but I've always seen myself with a wife.
And see, it's crazy that you're saying that you're just now becoming comfortable with it, because from the outside looking in, I've always thought you like were so liberated. Like you was always so free, open. You didn't care. I always got that vibe from you. So this
To
is
a
very
certain
interesting.
extent. Like I cared, but I think I hid who I cared about. Like I
Okay.
think I've never really cared about people I didn't care about. Like if you're a stranger on the street or someone I'm not close to, I don't care. But if I love you, if you're a sister, if you're a family member, if you're a close friend, I started to care. And even some people in my life now, they're like, "You sure you don't want a boyfriend because you're not in a relationship?" And I'm like, I get it. It's funny, but now I'm comfortable in I want what I want. I like who I like. I'm not asking you. I don't feel the need to parade it. I don't feel the need to wear a rainbow or like, due to just my personal preference. But I'm more comfortable now, not even just in my like sexuality, but of who I am as a woman than I
Period.
was 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago. So I just stand in my truth. I stand in my honesty. Um, and yeah, I'm a lot more of me than I was before.
I love that for you, Tinaya.
Yes.
And when did you realize that you wanted to identify as a lesbian?
Oh, that's a good question. I think it was hard. If anyone tells you that they don't care about what society thinks, they're lying. I just felt like I would be disappointing people. If I did like women, I've always felt like I would be the perfect daughter, sister, friend, if I just was straight. Like, if I just fit all of the like quintessential things that people push onto you as being normal. Um, so when I was younger, I always felt like, oh, she's pretty, she's nice, and I always was friendly. But I think in high school, my very first girlfriend, I was like, I don't know what this is, but I like it. I like it a lot. Like, but I wasn't comfortable. I wasn't comfortable. I was very sneaky with it. I would, tell my parents, oh, I'm hanging out with my friend. I would be my girlfriend. So I knew at a young age, but I think it's also unfortunate. What I love about the young teenagers and young adults of today is they don't care. I cared a lot when I was a senior in high school, and then someone very close to me was like, I don't approve of it. I don't like it. And so I went to college like, maybe I'm not gay. Let me just try not to be. And every guy I dated, I was not faithful because I always had some sort of girlfriend on the side. It's hard to feel like you're disappointing people, especially as a reformed people pleaser, where I used to just do what everybody wanted of me and wanted to see from me.
I can relate.
So, with more healing, more therapy, more self work, like I've learned that you deserve to be happy. You're gonna get what you want, and so I think maybe the past 2, 3 years, I've like stuck to it. I've been trying to make sure there was sorry, that's my puppy.
Okay.
I wanted to make sure there was no confusion, but I knew at a very, very young age that I looked at pretty girls different. Not every girl, because you can be beautiful and I don't have to be like you are my sister. You are beautiful. That does not mean I'm attracted to you.
And
PSA
that's the
people.
stigma with people a part of this community. Like if you're gay, they think that you're automatically attracted to every person. Like you're not attracted to every woman in this case.
Just
So
like you're not attracted to every man, just because you
right,
like men. So it's the same thing. So I tell everybody, get you a gay friend. Because there's a lot of things you see, there's a lot of things you
that one.
hear, and you don't know. And so that's why when my sisters, my friends, my
Yes,
family, I tell them I am an open book. Don't go with what you see on TV or what you see on social media. Ask somebody because 95% of the things you hear are not how it really is.
that's fair. And I feel like, you have a very like warm personality. So I can see how like if you dated when you were dating guys, I can see how people would probably think like, "Oh, you would be a great daughter-in-law, or you would be a great sister." Like you just have that warmth about you from day one. So
Thank
I,
you.
I can definitely, I can see that. That's first. But
Mm-hmm.
anyways, what was
Period.
it like coming out to like your loved ones?
Woo, girl, I came out
Reach
twice.
out.
I came out twice. Let me get some water. So the first time I actually came out was by mistake. Uh,
What?
I was a senior in high school. I
Okay.
had my first girlfriend at the time, and she just was allowed more freedom than me, so she could be outside till 2, 3 in the morning. And my mom wasn't strict, but I'm still 17. I was still a senior. She wanted to just make sure I got to high school and got to college. I had good grades freshman through junior year. Once I got my first girlfriend, I was like, forget school. So I'm in love. Forget education. So I got on punishment because I
Ooh,
couldn't. Came in the house like the day before really late, and my mother was like, "You cannot go out tonight." But it was like a family barbecue event, so I could go out to like 9 or 10. And then my girlfriend at the time, so we had the free nights and weekends. She hit me up. I'm aging myself. I'm
Oh
aging
my
myself.
God, the
But
throwback.
she hit me up on like Saturday at like 7, like I really want to see you. And my heart was like, I was up at nothing to see her.
Okay.
So I went to the village to go see her from Brooklyn, knowing that I was gonna miss my curfew. I didn't get home till like about 1 a.m. and I could not think of a lie.
What?
So my mom was up, my dad was up, and I came in the house. My mom was, "Where were you at? Where were you at?" And I said, "I was in the village with my girlfriend." And she said, "Your best friend?" I said, "No, my girlfriend." She said, "So you have a new friend?" I was like, "No, it's a girl that I'm dating." And that's how it came. Literally, like it was that. And then my mother wasn't the biggest fan at first. She may or may not admit it, but
I was about
it
to ask
took
that.
it took the women in my family a long time. And I think because I haven't been in a serious long-term relationship, they
Okay.
still are kind of like, she's gonna bring a boyfriend home. But it
They
wasn't
still got that
easy.
hope.
They still got that hope. I feel like, which I understand as I get older. I think when you have kids, when you have family members, you want the best for them. You kind of predict or put your future or your dreams on them. And I felt like I had the degree, I was smart, I did all these things. So they just wanted me to get married and have kids to a man. And I used to feel like I was disappointing them. Like, damn, like,
Mhm.
let me try to be straight. Like, let me try to like a guy. So I tried and I tried and I would date guys and I would get their numbers and I would flirt. It just would never stick because I felt like I had to force myself so that the people I love could love me. And then after I got graduated college, I just realized it was something I couldn't shake. Like
Really?
I didn't need a boyfriend. I could go forever without a boyfriend, but like I couldn't date a girl. And so something happened where I just kind of told everybody in my life, look, I thought I liked both. I thought I liked guys. I'm almost 100% sure I don't. I don't know what the future holds, but my intention and my attraction is purely women.
The one. Mhm.
Now, by the grace of God, everyone in my life loves me. They accept me. They understand. They want me to get married. You can have kids by yourself. You don't need to go. But I
There's
think,
ways. There's ways
listen,
to
science is amazing in 2024.
okay.
I think the more confident and assured you are, you really don't care. I think when I first came out in high school, I just wanted everyone to like me. I wanted everyone to love me. I was a people pleaser. And then
Me too.
college, I did what I had to do. I got it. But then I was like, why am I still doing what other people want me to do? Like, why am I still living this confused life, this uncertain life? Like, why am I still going through these motions and not
Meanwhile,
being
you're unhappy.
happy?
Yes, you're
So
unhappy.
unhappy.
See?
And I'm making everyone happy by not choosing what I want. And that didn't make sense to me. And so the more I kind of stood in my truth and was like, this is who I am. I can hang around a guy. He can be attractive. I can say you're cute, and I can flirt for a free drink. But when you ask for that number, that's when I'm gonna head out. And it's not something like I wear on my sleeve or kind of like, hey, gay, And even to this day, there are people who know me, people who are gonna see this. They're gonna be like, Tinaya, really? I didn't know. That's guy, surprise, not surprise,
No,
but
seriously, like I think that we don't realize we want the acceptance from people, but mainly the people like we truly love, like our parents, aunts, grandmothers, whoever. But when they don't accept something, it really, you may not care in the moment because you're like, I'm going to stand 10 toes down, I'm standing on business. But the more you reflect on it, it does bother you slightly because, like you said, you feel like you're disappointing them. And I'm glad that they accept you for who you are because I
hmm
know that also plays like a role with like your mental health too.
oh yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot. Just because I just felt like I wasn't good. I felt like I was perfect, but this one thing, and it's something that I can't change or like I tried and I tried and I tried and I would just like, well, I like this guy, let me date him, let me hang out with him. And intimacy was horrible. Date like I just was never like fully committed
Right.
to them. But I also want to encourage anyone who's still trying to people please. Like, you literally have one life. And the moment I stopped, the moment I went to people I love and was like, look, I tried for y'all. I thought, okay, let me try. No, that's not what I want. It's okay if you don't like it. Respect me, respect the people I bring around, for one. But for two, if you can't be respectful of me, I don't care who you are, I can love you from a distance. I can love you from
Period.
afar. And I do think, because I moved away from New York for about 8 years, I do think that helped. I think giving my family the distance, and my friends, sometimes you need to kind of miss those people that are in your life.
Absolutely.
So, and then they just saw that, they'd rather have me in their life than me not in their life. So yeah.
So kudos to your loved ones, especially your parentals, for accepting
Shout out
you.
to mom. Shout out to Gail and
That's hot.
Bernard.
That's hot.
I'm
That's a
blessed.
big
I don't know a
deal.
lot of people who are blessed. My brothers, my cousins, like my entire family, whether they're with it or not, like, I know they love me and support me. If they don't and they feel away, they've never said anything to me because I don't think I date. But I'm blessed, and I encourage people to kind of just live in your truth. You literally get one life. If we do come back, I can't come back and tell you that. Please
Absolutely.
don't be with somebody, whether it's straight or gay, whatever. Please do not be afraid to kind of do that, to kind of walk into your own.
But you should also feel brave that you took that huge leap of faith, scared and all, not knowing what the outcome was going to be. So kudos to you, because you should feel like you could do anything now, girl.
I literally feel so invincible only because I'm living in my truth. Like, I think until you are 100% comfortable and confident in who you are, you're not going to be happy. And it also comes with growth. I was not always this
Absolutely.
person. I think I took a lot of time to work on me, what I like, what I don't like, what I understand, and what I don't understand. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm just grateful to the universe that I have just the support from my sisters, my friends, my family. Like,
That's a lot.
everyone truly loves and support me, and I don't take it for granted. Not one second.
I'm happy for you. What are some other things a person or part of the community struggle with when coming out?
Acceptance. That's the number one thing. I saw one viral video online where a daughter was coming out to her dad, and he was like, I just want you to be happy. It's not that I'm sad for me. I'm just sad about how the world is going to treat you. I'm nervous about how the world is going to treat you. A lot of the anger and fear that our parents and loved one feels is just a projection. They want to protect us, which is good. It's admirable. But I can only imagine what it's like if you come from a really, really religious family, or you come where your parents are a pastor, or
Absolutely.
maybe a Southern family, or a family from another country where it's just like out of the question. Um, but I will keep pushing this down everybody's throat. It makes no sense for your parents to choose who you love when you did not choose your parents for each other.
Ooh.
And I say that all the time. If I did not pick my
Ooh.
dad, my mom, or mama, my dad, you're not gonna pick my wife or my husband. You're
Okay.
not gonna force me to sleep with a man because that's what you want. No,
Maybe I'll start using that.
that's
Okay.
it. If I don't pick,
That
they
was a
might
gem.
not like who you bring home. They might have their opinion, and I hear you. But I'm bringing them home. They're with me. So acceptance is really, really, really hard because you never want to be different. This is why people join orgs. This is why people go do what society kind of navigates them towards. You want to be the same. You don't
Right.
ever want to be ostracized. So the hardest thing we go through is one, acceptance within the community and outside of the community. Because
Okay.
sometimes you're not accepted in your own community. Sometimes there's Latin lesbians that don't like black ones, or white ones that don't like Asian ones.
Y'all deal with
The,
that too?
yes, then
Oh,
it's gender identity, it's gender
okay.
nonconforming, it's not like there's a whole bunch of entities within it. But I think the hardest thing is acceptance of self, because people don't even know. Before, it was hard to tell it was hard to tell myself, like, you don't want a husband. Like, there's nothing in you that wants a husband at all.
It's the
Not even
people
a little.
around you that want you to have a husband.
They're pushing it on. You got a boyfriend? You got a boyfriend? No, no. So just be and then also the lack of respect for when people come out and the phrase "it's just a phase" is so disrespectful. It's
Okay.
so condescending. Even if it is, allow that person to go through it.
Okay.
Allow people to feel how they feel. They might think that they're gay, they might be straight, they might be bi, they might be pansexual, which means that they just date whoever they want to date. They're not really hung up on the parts of a person. Just be open-minded and kind of like allow yourself to think different things and accept different things and be around different people.
I received that. I received that. I think I've said that to someone maybe in high school or earlier college days where the person came out to me and I was like, "Oh, I think this is just a phase that'll pass by." Like cuz they identify as being bi, but I felt like, she was leaning more so towards the woman side. Like, she was more so into women, but I felt like it was just a phase. Because,
Mm-hmm.
in college you experiment. So I just thought that. But my
It
bad.
could be. Even if it is, it could be, but no one would ever tell you when you had a boyfriend that it was just a phase. So it's
That,
just a respectful way of, if this is what you like at this point in time, I respect you. I'm here for you. Let me know how I could be there for you. But it just makes you feel like you're discounted as a person. Like, because, like I said, usually it's not. But even if it is, it's something that you need the space to go through. Just like puberty, it's just like growing up. You might think you like green as a color, and you might feel like I actually don't like green. So just allow people that space to figure it out, because as I grow older, I'm realizing that sexuality is not just a one size fits all thing. And I
mm,
had a friend, we're no longer friends, but me and him would argue about this because he just would get so, and he was gay. He was a gay man, but he did all these letters are coming out and they're inventing this stuff and it don't make no sense. I said, that's crazy that you're so close minded. That's crazy. Because if you don't understand, ask to understand. Society, we were raised to be scared of the unknown. We were
okay.
raised to be scared of things that are not quote unquote normal.
No.
And
Mm-hmm.
so we assume everything is bad or assume negative intent. You assume every guy wants to look at a kid or every girl wants another. No, it's just open mindedness, because everything's changing. The universe is changing. Education is changing.
Everything,
Awareness is changing. So
child.
with that, just be open to things you may or may not know.
I received that. I definitely received that. And I feel like over the years, I've gotten better because I even have closer friends that are a part of the community. And I remember, like, when they came out to me, now that I'm older and I'm more mature, it's like, all right, girl, like, all right, so what we doing? When we gonna meet the person? Like, all right, like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm
Nobody
for it.
wants to come out. Nobody
Mm.
wants to come out. Like, did you have to sit your parents down and say, I gotta tell you something, mom and dad? I like boys. Like, no, nobody has to do that. The whole idea,
Not when it came to boys, yes.
you know what I'm saying? The whole idea
Yeah.
of like telling people this thing that you have to hide, and some people
That thing.
automatically treat you differently once they know that who you choose to date
Mhm.
and like. So keep an open mind, y'all. And if you don't have one, that's fine. Just mind your business and let people do what they want to do.
Mind
Business.
your business,
Not
okay?
your monkey, not your circus. That's my
Okay.
motto.
Why is the phrase, and that leads me to the next question. Why is the phrase, excuse me, that's so gay or no homo so offensive?
I'm going to be 100% honest. I personally use it. I don't get offended by that because sometimes I'm really gay.
I
Like,
appreciate your
I'm
honesty.
honest. Sometimes to me, I think it's about how you take it. Now, I can see if a straight man said it to another straight man, how it could be seemed away. But like, if I meet a girl and within a day I'm planning our like second, third, fourth date and we haven't even hung out yet, that's gay. That's gay. We're moving very quickly. We're moving gay. We're moving fast. We're moving quick. Um, but to answer your question, I think it is offensive because it makes it seem like there's something wrong. Like, that's not straight. What's wrong with, like, that's not straight? Like, no hetero. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Not
why?
hetero.
That's what I'm saying. And depending on how you use it, kind of like the N word, it's just like your
Okay.
meaning. Because why can't something be weird or strange or funny or loving? Like, why does who someone loves, why does that correlate with a feeling or emotion to something else that's outside the community? So that's how I take it.
Okay.
Like if like my like I not my brother, but I knew some guys who were like brothers to me that be like, oh, I love you, no homo. Why is love homosexual? Why can't you love someone? Or that's so gay. Well, it's fabulous. Why can't it just be fabulous? Or why can't it be nice?
I feel like, New Yorkers, we just have our own lingo.
Mm-hmm.
So I've always said the term, like, especially like in junior high school, like, oh, no homo, that's gay, blah, blah, blah. But I feel like with the example that you just gave, like, it would be offensive if that was said to another man. I feel like that term, no homo, that's gay, stems from that, in a sense. Like, when people label um gay men, they associate them with, the term of being like soft.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that's where that kind of correlates. That's where, you could connect the dots. But yeah.
No, it's I just always like to explain to people, do you need to reference someone's sexuality for a joke? No, if I do it, it's okay because I can do it. Because I'll tell my that's fine, I'm being so gay right now. I already planned our wedding and I just like, but it's a term of endearment. It's a term of love. To me, it's a term of affection. But if you're going to use it to describe something that's loving, that's fabulous, that's amazing, then maybe you need to kind of expand your vocabulary. But to your
Yeah.
point, New Yorkers, we have our own little lingo swingo.
Yeah.
So,
We mean no harm, people. We mean no harm.
we don't.
And I had a last question, but this just came to mind. So, like, is there a gem you want to leave the listeners with for Pride? Something you want to educate us on?
Um, so first of all, a lot of the pride like movement came from the civil rights movement. So I first want to make sure people understand that if it wasn't for black trans women, black queer men of color, a lot of the pride activities we have wouldn't be here today.
Hmm.
I also want to encourage people to not be afraid of the unknown. I think a lot of people are scared of trans people, scared of non-binary, scared of pronouns because it's new
Yeah.
and it makes people fearful that we're trying to push things onto people. I don't want to push something onto you, but I want respect, whether it's my pronouns or who I'm dating. It just, to me, it's like a name. I'm
Okay.
going to tell you the names to call me, so you should learn the pronouns or how to address people. But also for anyone that's like struggling, you kind of don't know if there's people in your life who kind of want to glass over like the biggest part of you, you got to be who you are for your pride. You got to
Be
be happy
who you are for
for your pride. That is my favorite video. I save it in my phone
right.
every year. I post it every year, like clockwork. Just be happy. Like this is the one thing I've said it 50 million times. We only do this thing once. And
Absolutely.
I don't even know what it would feel. I know a lot of people. I know of people who have like hid themselves, who are married to people of the opposite sex and they don't want to be, who are dating people of the opposite sex who they don't want to be. They'd rather be internally unhappy and struggling
It's
than
so sad.
thriving. It's sad. So just if there's anybody in your life who you think might be questioning or you think might be gay, if they come to you, don't say it's a phase. If you don't understand, maybe find someone in your life that you can understand. So I think you can make me the lesbian guru of the vulnerable
Person,
platform.
period.
So if you have any questions, I don't know anything, just ask me. But just like love is literally all we want. That's literally all we're asking for.
For straight people.
We don't need you to approve. We don't need you. We're not trying to take your girl or your We just want to love who we love and we want the same respect as you want. And if you're struggling, it's okay. It always gets better. I wish at 17 I knew what I knew at 35 because I don't think I would have came out twice. I
And
think
you
I would
think,
have period. I
okay.
think I would have confidently kind of like embraced who I am quicker, but I hid it for 4 years. And who's to know if I wouldn't have had a wife by now if I was not so afraid
Mm.
when I was younger to kind of push that away. So now I live in my truth. I don't like rainbows, no offense. They don't match with anything. But I
That's
don't hide
real.
it. I did
I
that.
love
This is a
that.
me thing. Only rainbow was on my fridge. Just a magnet. That's it.
Okay.
Um, but I wish that I had the confidence that I have today. So I always tell younger people, like, it gets better. You stop caring in your mid-30s. I do not care.
I don't care. I just said that earlier this week. I'm on the I don't care tour all 2024. I don't care no more. I don't care.
Listen, we are quiet quitting people, places, and things. If you're not conducive to my growth, if you're not adding, if you're causing me more drama than you are positivity, if you're not bringing anything to my life, why
Okay.
are you in it? Okay. I need to keep my space clear
You
for
just
my
want
future
vibes.
wife to come in.
You just want good vibes, good energy. Because, like you said, life is short. Why spend
Hmm.
it surrounding yourself with negativity? It's not worth it. It's only going to kill you slowly.
And even if your family, your friends, I'm so blessed that the people I love came around. But I think they also knew, like, and it won't mess with me, and I won't. Like, if you're gonna disrespect me, my partner who I love, I don't need to be in those spaces. I'm only going where I'm celebrated, tolerated, and seen. And so, if
Hmm.
you can't bring that to me, or I don't care who you are, I do not believe that God had all this hate in His heart for gay people. I feel like He hates rapists and He hates serial killers. You ain't going to convince me. Nobody has convinced me that I'm gonna go to hell for being in love. I'm sorry. I think that's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke. I'm going to hell, but Ted Bundy's in heaven? Nah, you're crazy.
Please.
That's crazy.
But
That's
that's real though.
crazy.
I really appreciate you, Nene, for coming on to the vulnerable room and speaking your truth, educating me, educating the listeners, because I know that this can be a very touchy topic. And, I wanted to do it in the intent of like making it lighthearted, but also we get into the nitty gritty. And
Yes.
a
And
very
I just want to say, sorry, I'm proud of
go back.
you and
Oh,
your growth as my little sister, just watching you, one, create a space like this because you educate people on a lot of different things, but two, get more comfortable, get more seen, and kind of ask these questions because as much growth as I've had to have to like be here, you have to grow to want to ask these questions and get these answers.
mm,
So kudos to you right back,
this is
girl.
why I love her. It's my purse.
All
Thank
right.
you so much, Percy. I really appreciate you. I love you.
Love you
Hey,
guys more. I don't care if you follow me, but y'all can follow my podcast. We watch too
yes,
much
drop the
TV
handles
with
in
my
here.
bad. Okay, well, if you want to follow me, my Instagram, my TikTok is underscore Tinaya says underscore TINAYASAYS underscore because I do talk a lot and I am opinionated. And I also have a podcast with my very best friend, hashtag legendary besties. We watch too much TEAV. It's weekly. We're about to go on a season finale because Godmother Silence is upon us.
And it was on
Um,
season 2, y'all.
so you could go listen to our episode about television. But yeah, follow me if you have a question or if you just need support. Like if anyone is just confused, they have a family member, a friend, they just need guidance on how to navigate these conversations. I'm not licensed, but let me see what I could do to
He's
help
a
you.
great person to talk to. So
Thank
I,
you.
yes. I love you so much, Percy. Thank you so
I
much.
love you more. Bye, Vulnerable
Bye.
Room.
My second guest is none other than Zeus Antonio. From the time that I met him at dance class, I've always thought he was unapologetically himself, he was fierce, and I thought he would be perfect to bring on to tell his side of the story of what it's like to be a part of the LGBTQ community. Zeus Antonio is a beauty, fashion, lifestyle content creator and influencer. Zeus Antonio is a jack of all trades when it comes to creating and being creative. He's a dancer, choreographer, creative director, makeup artist, DIY designer in the making, and podcast host coming soon. All right, y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, I now introduce to you my dancing buddy. Hey Zeus, how you doing?
Hey y'all, hey kings, queens, and in-betweens. Welcome back to my side of the YouTube world. Instagram, TikTok, you already know. You know where to follow me at King Zeus Antonio on all platforms. If you know, you know. Now be good, okay?
That's the introduction, okay?
Yeah, okay, I want to be like Brentman, be like singer, songwriter, actor, actress. Visually, can I curse on here?
Yeah, you fine.
Okay, period. Because I do about it.
Feel free to be you. Feel free to be yourself. We're about to get
Okay,
vulnerable. Thank you
okay.
so much again for stepping into the vulnerable room. I appreciate
Yes.
you and your willingness to do this
I'm
because,
so excited. I've been
first of
watching
all,
and I've been listening, so I'm just like, oh my god, when my time,
thank
chit
you.
chatting here and there about it, but it's
And
here.
I should have said this at the very beginning.
Uh-huh.
Happy Pride. I
Yeah,
know this is
period.
about to turn up. I know y'all going crazy, and I'm here for it.
Child, that was the first week. I take a little break right now, and then I'm like, Friday I might step back out. I'm like, let me make sure all my bills pay, everything, see what coins I got.
Period.
I'm like,
That's you
yeah,
really now got to factor that in. Like, let me.
child.
I pay a bill, or should I go have fun? Like,
I'm like,
adulting.
I'd rather stay inside and order me a pizza and watch something.
Okay.
I don't
So
want to be outside.
first
Okay.
things first. My question to you
Mm-hmm.
is, what do you identify as?
Child, this is something I feel like I always I go by he, him, she, her, they, them. Honestly, literally anything. Just don't call me a bitch, a
Okay.
faggot. Uh, certain words kind of trigger me. I don't like to be called certain things, but he, him, she, her, they, them. Honestly, I like to just say I'm androgynous. I'm like a gender bender, but yeah, as long as you don't call me late for my food and my check, then I'm fine. Other than
Period.
that, look, whatever I'm presenting, I like to tell people too when they ask me, they like, what do you identify as? I'm like, whatever I'm presenting as someone in a sense, even though like if they're not educated enough, then that's okay. Like if they ask, cool, even better. But the ones who just do it and do it ignorant, be ignorant about it kind of just bothers me. It kind of just like, okay, now I'm gonna give you the same attitude because if you see me in a wig, no facial hair, makeup done to the nines, and you
Okay.
be like, he can help you, I'll be like, girl, like you didn't even ask, or girl, not you
So you
didn't
just
even
prefer for people to ask. That's the most polite way.
kinda,
Okay.
yes.
Because you teaching
Long
me
story
right now.
short, okay. Long story short, because I'm just going along like just,
Okay.
but no, for it be like that, and sometimes no shade, sometimes it varies. Like sometimes I'll get men who'll say she and stuff like that. They're a little bit more like I don't know the word for it right now, but sometimes women kind of I just feel like they know they like if that I know they ain't a girl, I'm not gonna call her Sherry. So it's like it's a battle, but I still love my girls down boots. So
Okay. And I appreciate you just being transparent and about what triggers you because for people on the other side like me, like I don't know the ins and outs. I just know it's either he, she.
right,
Like I'm not gonna lie, sometimes with the they, like I'm on the fence about because it's like I don't know. Unless you
right,
tell me to
hmm,
say they, then I'm not gonna say they.
right.
I appreciate you for explaining that. So, how comfortable are you with your identity as a member of the LGBT community?
This question when I try to like write it down a little bit, but I was saying when I was thinking about the question, I was just like, wow, like I'm comfortable in my identity, well, in my community, but we have our moments where it could get catty or it could get messy. Not saying me, but just in that area, just in any area you may be in or that you push yourself in, you
Okay.
just never know. You always need to know where an exit is. So I'm not just saying like my community. Well, majority, 99.9%, I do kind of feel more comfortable in my LGBTQ plus community compared to just regular society. Like when I'm in regular society and I'm looking like this, I'm kind of on go. My anxiety is higher. My PTSD is higher. Everything is
Mhm.
higher. So I'm kind of like people when I tell people and they just be like, "Why you always like flinching?" or "Why you always looking back?" or certain things. It's like the way I am and the way people are ignorant to people like me. Just it's just a lot, like a lot to take in, a lot to deal with. You have to be like really, really strong, really, really comfortable in your skin enough to step outside and look the way you look. Like this is not for the weak.
So you feel free when you're amongst your people, but
Mm-hmm.
when you're like, during the everyday life, you just feel like you're on edge.
Yeah, in a
That's
sense.
not good.
It's not like I know you sound like everybody else who's saying that.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. Like people, every time I tell people and the same reaction, like oh, no, like, and it's sad because
Yeah.
you just really, I don't even know. It's just like I'd rather just be in spaces where I feel free, accepted, comfortable. Leaving out the house, I don't know. Maybe I just throw my shades on. I like shades is a way for me to just block out everything and just like be on the go, know where I'm going, this and the third.
Okay.
Still be aware, but like shades is like something for me during the day to kind of just like be incognito.
And that's fair. So you put the shade on to throw shade. It's a
Okay,
subtle vision, okay?
what is it called? Double entendre or whatever that word is. It's like something. But
So
yes,
when
I
did
like
you
it.
realize that you wanted to identify as,
Bad bitch.
here we go. Yes, okay. So when did you realize you wanted to identify as that?
Just as that bitch. Um, very early on when I probably didn't even know I was that bitch and I was going to be that bitch when I was watching, child, what is them Jones called? They used to be playing the music videos, big music choice, and the music videos
Okay.
used to be popping up. I used to be right in the living room dancing, hiding from my mom when I do it because sometimes she ain't like it. But I knew then, and once I got into high school, that's when I really knew. I was like, yeah, I'm that girl. Like I'm really like, even though boy, I'm still a boy, but I was like deep down, I was like, it's a girl in there somewhere.
But,
Like I kind of just looked up to my sister too. She was like a role model to me,
oh,
and I was just like, she's beautiful, she's pretty, she got a nice body. I was just like, dang, look at her. I want to be like that. I used to walk around. I used to sneak in, try her shoes on, her clothes when nobody was there.
so did your sister know when you was in high school? Or
They always knew. They didn't really. They kind of waited for me to come out and
okay,
say it, and that was later on.
got you.
But
Okay.
yeah,
So what was it? That leads me to my next question. What was
uh,
it like out to your loved ones?
my loved ones. Oh, it was pretty easy. And back to now that I think about it, I'm thinking about. I remember because I looked at what I wrote down, and I think I said. And around like 12, 13 years old, that's when I would like realize like my identity. And
Oh,
like, around sixth grade, like yeah, I was like 12,
okay.
13. I was in the sixth grade, so that's when I like really told my friends first, like my close girlfriends. I was just like, shall we walking in the hallway? And I'm just like, I think from what I recall, I think I remember I gotta ask them and be like, did I just come to y'all and was like, yeah, I think I'm. Oh no, I said bye. I said I was.
Okay.
You know, the gays always start out with bisexual, so I was bisexual because I had a little girlfriend in middle school, and then I wasn't feeling her no more. I was
Oh my
like,
God.
she was she was feeling me too much, and I'm like, girl, this for play.
It's a trial run,
I'm
please.
just like, damn. I was like, ooh, she's starting to catch feelings. She's starting to like me. I'm like, oh, shoot. I'm like, mm-mm. So that's when I told my friends. I was like, yeah, I'm bi. And it was
Okay.
like, oh, okay. And then that was it, really. And then going into like my loved ones, my family, probably. What was the question? How did
Yeah, like how
coming
was,
out?
like, were they accepting of it?
Child, my mom already knew. The thing about her, she was just in denial. She kind of, I don't want to say like tortured me in a sense, but I don't think she ever asked me if I was gay or anything like that.
Okay.
I can't remember if anybody ever asked me like, you gay, you sound like, it was more so the outside people saying like, oh, you talk like a girl, or you sound like this, or you just whatever, like certain things that people say to people who they figure out is not normal or don't act like them or don't look like them or whatever the case may be. So I came out my freshman year of college because I
Okay.
had a boyfriend, and I was like, "Child, this winter break, I want to see my boo when I come home. I don't want to be like trying to hide this from her." So I was just like, "Hey, no, I think I sat my sister down, and I was like, hey, I want to let you know something." I was like, "I want to let you know that I'm gay or whatever," and she gonna say, "Okay," and then she gonna say, "Oh." She gonna say, "Okay." She was like, "We already know. We was just no." That was my mom actually telling my mom, saying my mom down and telling her this. I was like, "Oh, I got some." My mom. I think I told my sister through text message
Okay.
and my brother through text message, and it was just like, "We love you, da da da." It's like it's all good. Like we
Oh,
already knew that we was waiting for you. But me talking to my mom in person because I lived with her. Well, I came home and for a break. I would come back and stay with her. She was just like, she was like, "I already knew. I was just waiting for you to tell me. You think I didn't know, but I already knew. I'm still gonna love you the same. You my son." And this and the third. So it was like really nice that like I didn't have to go through what a lot of other gay
yeah.
males have to go through with their family. The only maybe I'm like maybe like not even my aunts and uncles, like they really never said anything, never to me, but I don't know if they ever said anything to my mom or whatever. Like
Okay.
stuff like that, but she never came back and told me. But I know my uncle was like very like, I don't think he really like, I don't know what his like intake like was with it. But my aunt, she was more so like welcoming. She was just like, da da
Okay.
da, I still love you, you sexy, this and the third, like just hype me up and stuff. So it was kind of easy. Like everybody was just okay with it. It was just more so the outside that had a problem.
And it's hard, I can only imagine, because if the inside, which is your loved ones, accept you,
Mm-hmm.
that's one hurdle. Now,
Mm-hmm.
when you go out on a daily basis, you got to figure out, is this person treating me a certain way because of my sexuality? Like, maybe because of the way I dress. Like those are things I'm pretty sure that may go through your mind. Like after, overcoming certain hurdles. Like,
Yeah.
now, can only imagine. But you should feel brave, because
Thank
that's
you. Thank you.
okay. So,
Woo,
what are some
child.
things a person, a part of the community, struggle with when coming out?
Wait, say that one more time.
What are some of the things a person, a part of the community, may struggle with when coming out?
Definitely what we talked about, just
Mm-hmm.
family members not accepting them, abandoning them, I hate that issues, um, those, just I would kind of say for me too, like just when I was coming in the community and being who I was, once I started, this bring me back to when I started to wear wigs. I started wearing wigs, playing around with them in like 2018. I feel like 17, 18.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, but I didn't really start wearing them until like 2020 maybe. So like I was still in my synthetic era, the early on, and then it was more so like take it off, put it on, did this, that, and the third. Like it was like that. But when I would go out to the community and people would see me like with my face and my hair, and then I still have, that's when I used to have like my beard and stuff with it. It's just crazy to think that like I was like so okay with it, and I'm still okay with it, and I applaud anybody who is like a bearded queen or whatever you want. Oh, I saw a squirrel, a bearded queen, because I was once a bearded queen, and I kind of still am because I switch it up. Sometimes I have a
Yeah,
mustache
you
and my
do.
goatee, and still wear my hair, and I like it because it's just a lot that comes to like mentally. It's a lot because I want to save it for like the later on question because I know this goes into one of the other questions, but just people trying to put their input on what you're doing. Like me wearing a wig and my beard, I would have people in the community be like this, "You would look so much better if you didn't have that beard. Like you would look real cunt like." And this was like in my like early 20s. So they'll be like this, "Ooh, you would be like, you might as well just shave that beard off because you already like you got the hair and the face done, like the beard, like you need to shave that beard." Like just like saying little stuff like that. And I'm just like, no, I'm not gonna do it because that's not what I want to do.
Absolutely.
And then it kind of triggered me to my mom used to tell me when I was younger, I used to let my hair grow in high school, and she used to be like, if you keep on letting that hair grow, I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna just cut it. Yeah. So it was like kind of like
It
I'm
sent
not
you
going
back to that.
to that childhood era or whatever, and I was just like, I'm not gonna listen what she was saying because it's me. I'm not gonna listen to you. So that's something we struggle with, and then eventually I decided to do it, but that's something people struggle with.
Got
What
you.
else?
Abandonment and the like kind of like projecting in a way
Mm-hmm.
should be doing. And yeah, I mean nobody wants to be told what to do, especially as an adult when you're coming in.
They kind of thinking about it like when they coming out too, kind of trying to put them in a box or category of like, are you a top or bottom or a verse or this and the third? It's like so much that come with that, and I'm just like, we call them blouses. Blouses are feminine like tops, like.
Okay.
And then you got this like trade. Trade is just like a straight man that's gay. I mean, straight looking, but it's gay. They call him trade. Then you got like femme, yeah, just femme tops, like whatever. It's just so much with that too. And people once you're coming out will
Never
ask you,
heard blouse before.
huh?
Never heard blouse before.
A blouse, yeah. So that's like a feminine top. Like that would be like I know a couple blouses, but I'm like trying to describe that. I ain't no blouse. Shoot, I'm not a blouse. I am.
I know what it is.
I was a blouse at one point. I was a feminine. Well, I'm verse, so you gonna get whatever I feel like getting it done.
It depends on the day, so I understand.
Okay.
Did you always have the support, especially by like the adults in your life?
50-50, because it was like so late when I told them, but throughout my like process, I just remember like middle school wanting to dance. It was okay. Um, yeah, she was okay with it. High school, I cheerleader and I danced. Excuse me. And I started taking a trade in high school was with cosmetology. That's why I got into hair and makeup and stuff. So I did that in high school, and my mom was kind of like iffy about it. She really didn't want to support it. She was just like, why you don't want to do another trade, this day and the third? You want to go over there, you want to be doing this, just talking, being negative. She ended up just letting me do what I want to do,
And
and
you.
yes, and be me. Because she just, I don't know, I just felt like she's a tough, she's like a brownie. She's tough on the outside and soft on the inside.
Well, that's a good.
That's right.
Okay,
Yeah, that's how she is. She's a Taurus. Like
I love Tauruses though.
she's very like she's very headstrong. She's very
They could
like
be stubborn, but they
stubborn. It's her way. She's like, yeah, yeah. But majority, for the most part, I did have support. I just wish growing up I had more support and like what I wanted to like do. Like if I wanted to like be in a dance company at an early age, I didn't get that. Like they didn't really like see that for me or whatever, or it wasn't just. I think it's just probably, what is it like? Generational, like what they parents did to them, they kind of do it to you, and now in our generation, we just kind of like trying to switch that and change that.
exactly
So we're trying to break the cycle of like just not really pouring into the kids or
like
something.
generational curses. We
Yes.
do that. We want people to be more open and vocal about
Mhm.
how they feel on the inside because
Yes.
your mental health is everything. Health is wealth.
They need to, yeah. And I feel like old school people are kind of still stuck in their ways.
Yep.
And it's just so bad. It's just like, girl, I'm gonna need you to like wake up and smell the coffee. Like, I don't know, you need to add some sugar in that black coffee or a shot
Okay,
of vanilla, caramel, something. Because you is stuck and it's just bad. And it's not up. It's not up.
so my next question to you: why is the phrase "that's so gay" or "no homo" so offensive?
To me, somebody say that's okay. I'm gonna say that's so Raven because
Say it again.
if people, if somebody said, if I heard somebody say that's so gay, or somebody was like that's so gay to me, I'm like, that's so Raven. I'm like, if she was gay, she was gay.
Okay.
Like she was so. I'm like this when people say gay. I'm just like that, to me growing up. That was happy. Everybody
Okay.
be like this. They gay, happy. Gay equals happy. I was like, I'm happy. So if somebody said that, I wouldn't. It doesn't. It doesn't bother me. More so, the F word faggot bothers me. I don't like when somebody say faggot. Now that's offensive to me because it's just like
Okay.
out of everything you could call me, like gay, you girly, sissy, all of that, like whatever. But when they say faggot, that's just like calling a lesbian a dyke or something like that. And they don't like, I don't know if they like to be called dykes, but it's just like, that's like calling, we could go down the line of like different things of like a way of saying something to somebody that's like hit them, like, But some people don't really like, if I heard it, like if I hear it, I just don't like it. But if somebody was to say it to me, I'll probably get mad, but I'll be like, this, okay, and that's what I am. If you want to say that.
I get it.
But the no homo thing, that doesn't bother me either. Like, cause I'll be saying it too. If I'm like playing around with somebody, I'll be like, yeah, you got to put that in there. I'll be like, oh no homo, or you got
No,
something.
like I don't know if they do this in like where you're from, but like in New York we say things like that. We be like, oh no homo, that's not
Mhm.
me. But it's just sometimes it's a form of like just lingo.
Yeah,
No harm by
well,
it at all. But I do know that it's offensive to certain people.
yeah,
So by, this question, it popped in my mind when I was thinking about, this episode for Pride, because some people are offended by it, some people aren't.
yeah. I feel like it really comes down to their upbringing. Maybe if people would say it often to them, or kind of just always played around with them, like in high school. I feel like that's something like I used to hear that in high school, like no homo, or not really that's okay. But the other one you said, how y'all say it in New York, like what is it?
Oh, that's mad gay.
That's mad, like mad gas. It's like that's funny, but like yeah, it just gives me like it's funny to me. I don't really like look into it because I
Okay.
be saying like no homo or something. So it's more so like the F word and other things that they be saying that's like offensive.
So I do have one more question. Actually, yeah, one more question. So, what is a struggle you had or have personally due to your sexual orientation?
Uh, Sexual harassment. Well, I'm gay, but struggle. I never really like. Maybe my only struggle with it was when I was like trying to like come out or just
Okay.
really because I really didn't even like struggle with. I probably did. I was young, so like it was just maybe a mental thing, like just waiting and trying to figure out when is the right time. But it was like once I was just doing me and being me, I didn't feel like I needed to come out anymore because it was like I'm already doing stuff to a certain extent where it's gay, and if you let me do it, then I guess I'm fine.
Yeah.
And if you're not gonna ask me, then I ain't gonna tell you.
So you kind of like reading the room, basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically, I was reading the room, not even knowing what reading the room was back then, because I was just like, I'm gonna try to sneak this in, little by little, just sneaking
Okay.
in stuff, acting according, and then once I started to get older, I was just like, oh, I'm just gonna do me until you ready, and it was like until like college. That's when I like finally decided to come out and stuff like that. But other than that, any struggles dealing with it, no. Just more so me and my mom bickering back and forth about stuff, like not wanting me to do certain things or not wear certain things. She was more so like that, like struggling with my sexual orientation, just kind of
Okay.
like how I dress. She would just kind of always be like, I remember one time I could always remember the story. It was at Franklin Mills when it was called Franklin Mills, and I think I was in high school. I had my little work ready money, work ready. You ever heard of
Is
work ready?
that like,
It's like one of those like like high school
oh,
like
it was
jobs.
summer youth for us.
What it was called?
Summer youth.
I think we had one similar to that too. But I was getting my little checks. I was and we went shopping. I think one day we all went up to the mall together, and I went into this sneaker store. I saw these Nike. They like Nike Blazers, but they had like holographic. It was giving like when Lil Mama was out or something like that. And I was like, "Oh, I want these sneakers. I want these. I got them." I went in the store with my brother, and I got them. And then my mom was like, "Let me see what you got." I was like, "Open a box." She said, "Take them back." I said, "What?" She's like, "No." She's like, "No." She's like, "You better take them back because you're not coming in the fucking house with those." I said, "What?" She's
Oh,
like, I'm like, "No, I paid for them." She was like, "Mumu, if you don't take them to thank me." I'm just Mumu was my nickname. She's like, "If you don't take them to thank me," she's like this. She's like, "Okay, think you gonna bring them in the house?" She's like, "You bring them in the house, I'm gonna burn them." And I literally was like, my brother, I'm just like looking at my brother like, "Oh my god, you not like try to help me, like tell her." And then it was like so bad, like when I think about it, because I'm just like, damn, like
a lot.
you're not gonna let me get these, and I had to go back to the store and exchange them. I really had to go back inside the store. She did not let me bring. She did not let me come home with them. She was like, "Nope," and I was like going back and forth with her about it.
I'm so sorry.
Oh,
That's a lot. Because you know, when you were a kid, and when you were, especially when you're making your own money, you want to buy what you want to buy, and then they're still telling you no.
I
And
was
it's,
just like so mad,
yeah, I would be pissed too.
corny, corny. I was just like, I'm gonna remind. When I talk to her today, I'm like, "Did you remember this?"
She probably gonna be like, yeah.
She's a character. She just gonna laugh about it now.
So, is there anything like any gem you want to drop for anyone that may be struggling with coming out to their family and their friends?
Mhm. My anything I can say to anybody who's struggling with who they are and who they want to be or just coming out in general, it's like fine. My thing is like family is family. There's outside family too. Like my
Mm,
friends are very much like your friends. I hold my friends very much near and dear, close to my heart because if you're a person who don't have that much family or don't speak too much of your family like me, then my friends is who I consider to be my family. Like I love my friends down. Over the years I had to like realize like friendships are very like serious. They're like
it's great.
they're a relationship, honestly. And you have your ups and downs with them. But to anybody out there who has close friends and needs somebody to talk to your friends because they gonna have your back regardless. It may take them time to understand if that's your type of friend, but my friends, they really didn't. They listen, they uplift. There's somebody that's like a diary for you. So if you feel like you need somewhere to escape or just to get away, I would definitely say like find that close knit group of friends and really pour into each other because
Absolutely.
they gonna have your back when your family don't. If your family ready to go war for you, you got your friends to lean on. You always got somebody to talk to. So I really, 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 really want people to understand that. And just read the room. My main thing is like read the room wherever you go. Make sure you good. Don't put yourself in situations where you feel uncomfortable too much. I understand that like it's not always going to be easy or it's not always going to be easy, but you just really have to stand 10 toes down and be present. And if you're going to walk into a room like this, then walk into a room like this and make sure like you look your best. Like you're going to get stared at regardless, but just come
Just
in
be,
there, come in
yeah.
there as you and just read the room. Read the room. I'm just saying. Somebody tell you they going somewhere. Your friends saying, "Hey, I'm going to this place. Going to this place." I always be like this. What's the vibe giving? How how I need
Who over there? Who
who
over there?
all over there and how I need to show up? What's the vibe? Because one thing about me, I very much switch it up. Like you gonna get
Yeah,
this, this. At the end of the day, you ain't gonna know what I am. You like this is just a chameleon at this point. Like you don't know what you're gonna get. I'm a caterpillar to a butterfly to a cocoon. Like I'm just a little bit of everything. That that would be my gem just dropping out there. Just
thank you, Zeus. I
no
appreciate
problem.
that because I know, I don't know personally, but I just know just hearing from like the struggles with people just, trying to come out and be accepted is not easy.
No.
Not easy at all. And it does play a role. It takes a toll on your mental health.
Mm-hmm.
And, just not being able to be yourself. I can only imagine, feel like you can't breathe.
Yeah, nah, something like that. Sometimes you be like sitting there. I just be like, "Ooh,
Yeah.
child."
I feel like it's just a weight on your shoulders.
It,
Your people where you could just let your hair down and
right.
just, I'm pretty sure it's like a breath of fresh air.
It is, but still, you still got your ones who maybe ain't feeling you. I don't know.
Got you.
Probably, but it's just like look. I'm just thankful and grateful, God, just for always watching over and protecting me. That's another thing. Please, pray, whenever, wherever. Find some time to pray before leaving. My thing, that's like my main thing. I have like a reminder on my refrigerator because it's like right by my door. And I just use that. I look at it really quick just to like say some type of prayer or some type of affirmation before I'm leaving or just walking, just because I just feel like I need to know that I spoke to him and I know he's watching over me now because I spoke to him this morning.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you so much, Zeus.
Thank you.
For coming on. I know I told you this last year, and I'm a
Yes.
woman of my word. I said I was going to bring you on for Pride. So thank you so much for coming into the vulnerable room.
Thank you for having me. I wish we could have did this in person, but
I know.
that's gonna come.
But don't worry, it's giving Pride again, so it don't even
Okay.
matter.
It's gonna be.
It's gonna. Don't
It's gonna be
worry.
good.
But can you just drop your handles again one more
All
time
right,
so
so
people can
you can
connect with
follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at King Zeus Antonio. I just say at, it's the at sign, King Zeus Antonio, all platforms. And then you can follow my other pages from my main Instagram page. I do have a distressed clothing line thing that I'm working on right now. That is in the works. And then I do also have a makeup page, and that's Struck by Zeus. So you can find that all on my main page. But thank you so much again. I appreciate you and can't wait to see you soon.
No problem. Love you.
All
Talk
right.
to you.
Love you too.
Bye.
Bye. Be you for your pride.
Okay.
Be-
Come on, y'all. We know these combos ain't for the faint. Thank you for listening to the Vulnerable Room podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, head on over to Anchor or Spotify to subscribe, rate, and leave a review. Follow at The Vulnerable Room on Instagram or visit thevulnerableroom.com for the latest tea. See you next time. Love you all and have a great week.